My name is Wayne Norville, Chief Inspector, RSPCA, Barbados RSPCA. I'm here this evening at Lancaster, very close to one of the main gully, part of our gully network. And I'm here to discuss and to enlighten you about some of my findings as far as monkeys and monkey population, and see if we could come up with a solution to this 40-year-old problem that we are having. Over 40 years ago, we had a wildlife reserve center in Barbados. And at that time, we were having the same problems we are having now. Wildlife Reserve Center, Research Center, sorry, was their main focus at that time was on the fact that farmers were having problems just like now with monkeys raiding their crops. And as far as I know, that was the main focus at that time. But 40 years later, we still have the same problem. In fact, years ago, I would have complaints for animals, for monkeys, going into crops and destroying crops and stuff like that. But now I am getting complaints from the average person with monkeys on top of their roofs some mornings. They can't sleep late. Monkeys, everything they plant, they destroy. Everything. But really and truly, all the monkeys are looking for is food. They're foraging. They're Paradise Beach Hotel, where Four Seasons was supposed to be. That entire area was decimated of every tree, ripped of every tree. And that area had about 6 or 7 troops of monkeys living in there. So when they cleared the area, people in Warmer Lodge, people in Paradise Heights, people in Clark's Road, St. Stephen's, Free Hill, Cave Hill, those monkeys then start to go in those areas. So if a person is not accustomed to seeing a monkey, then when they see 10 monkeys, well, there's like the surprise because what's happening here, you know? But it's not that wide, that big explosion of monkeys. The population, to me, has not grown that massive because there's not enough food for them to forage. A number of farmers have told me before that they never ever chased the monkeys. What they did was they would plant a bed, and that would be for the monkeys. That would suffice the monkeys. So the monkeys don't have to come into there. As soon as you start throwing stones, as you start shooting, as soon as you start trying to trap them, you must remember, they're very intelligent animals. If they say to them, if I can't get, you can't get. Because I know monkeys know when fruit are ripe long before we do. So if you see a monkey or monkeys go on a tree and bite every green mango and throw it on the ground, something has to be wrong. That's rebellious behavior. Something has to be wrong. More than likely, you were trying to get rid of them by shooting, trapping, or whatever means you were using. Now, this project would entail the volunteering of school children, but it wouldn't be school children, very young. We'll start from about 3rd form, because 3rd form children are still, they're keen to get into things that are new. And children today would prefer to be in the field than in the classroom. And what I thought was, if you could get children involved. Now today we have cell phones. 30 years ago when I came up with this solution, we didn't have cell phones, so it's a lot easier now. Because if a teacher takes a group of children to a gully or to any area where monkeys are now, because they're not really in the gullies now, but any area they are. That classroom's job or those volunteers' job is to identify monkeys in that particular troop. If that troop has 25 monkeys in it, more than likely you would have your alpha male, you have your breeding females, you would have 2 or 3 younger males who are getting ready to take over as alpha male, and then you have younger females, and then you go down the line to the babies. Now, if you want to keep that troop, depending on the radius that they normally feed in, and you figure, well, that radius is good enough for 20 monkeys. Then once the troop is identified, once you know every member in the troop, now you could start to control the troop. Now, our monkeys are the cleanest monkeys you could find anywhere in the world, because Barbados is basically isolated from any other country. And a lot of people don't know that 75% of the world polio vaccines come from our monkeys, or used to come from our monkeys, because of how clean they are and the fact that they were isolated. That is one of the reasons why our monkeys were used for vaccines. We would have a problem in this country. We would see something festering and do nothing about it. But expect, after a period of time, we would expect that we will come up with one solution, bam, and in a year's time, everything is fixed. But if you leave it and let it fester, then it can't be fixed in 1 year. And this solution will never be able to work in 1 year. This solution will take time, because as soon you only have, after third form, you probably only have another 3 or 4 years with those children. So another crop of children would have to be coming in from third form. So it would be a continuation. So I am wondering, do we really want to coexist with monkeys, or do we want to just get rid of all of them? That is the question that has to be asked, and that question in itself should lend to the fact that people all over the world believe in preservation. They believe in all the animals that make up their particular countries. They believe in them, and they want to make sure that they live with them. They will still want to be able to, although they don't want them monkeys raiding the crops, they still want to be able to see them. They still want to be able, when they're driving in the country, to see a monkey in a tree and stuff like that. But that could only be done if we have people, if we have the powers that be, that really are interested in small farmers, big farmers, and now the general public. If they're really interested, now is the time for us to put our heads together and come up with a solution, because I've been to numerous meetings pertaining to monkeys, and we end up only talking. This is the time for action now. My solution would be to start planting fruit trees back into the gullies, because monkeys don't really go into to the floor of the gullies. They usually hang mostly in the trees. So plant fruit trees, get the program going where we include children from the schools, and for the public to understand that this solution is not going to finish in a year's time, but they too can be part of the solution by, even if they want to get involved with identifying monkeys or giving data on, where a particular troop hangs, what time they usually there, stuff like that. The general public can get involved in this exercise.